Alright guys, how you guys doing today? We don't come again. Happy weekend to every one of you once again. On this particular one, is a bad insecurity that is gradually eating up Nigeria, as you and I know is not pleasant at all. Sowore and Deju, they don't come out now. Come speak to Nigerians that yes, you see them, they come for you. What do you supposed to do? Yes, because as they go now, it's gradually circulating across the whole state right now in Nigeria. For example, in my state, you guys know what happened the other day, where 16 Fulani men or men Fulani or hunters or whatever that they called, how they were killed, suspecting to be allegedly being a terrorist because they were holding guns. As you and I know, some people are allowed to carry guns in Nigeria, while some are not allowed. But they said it's a hunter's gun. But crossing it from one state to another should be prohibited. But now, in case the real terrorists come for you, what do you do? I would like you to watch this video with me. Let's listen to this.
Anybody that have access to cash can hire police. Go to a nightclub in Lagos or in Abuja, you see young boys with 6, 7, 8 mopole going up and down. All the celebrities in Nigeria have mopole attached to them. All the governors have mopole attached to them. The deputy governor, their wives, their girlfriend, their concubines, all have mopole attached to them. Side chicks, all have mopole.
Orientation, regardless of their faith, everybody in Nigeria who has identified as Nigerian deserve public protection. And we must state that what has happened in these communities mentioned, not only in Plateau, but in Kwara, where there is now a new terrorist regime, in NAIJA, where Boko Haram has almost taken half of the state, including critical infrastructure that provides electricity to the country, shows a pattern of failure on the part of those who are governing Nigeria today. And while sometimes we like to call on the government to do what needs to be done, we also call on the people to see what they have done as total failure. And don't be afraid to pass a vote of no confidence on the government and the leaders of this country, because they have failed the people irretrievably and irredeemably. So we do not in any way, sitting here today, support any of the narratives that is dominant. We do believe that every Nigerian citizen deserves protection, and anybody who has identified himself as committing genocide or ethnic cleansing should be treated as such, and in some cases, when necessary, handed over to appropriate international communities where they can be taught global lessons. And this necessarily might include Nigerian officials who are aiding and abetting them. Because what has come out clearly in this is that we don't have a crime of this magnitude in Nigeria without official collusion. There are people who enable them. One doctor who is a weapon expert reached out to me, and he was mentioning the kinds of caliber of guns that are being used in this genocide. And they are not just military grade, they are ballistic grade weapons, particularly bullets, that can penetrate houses, that can kill up to 30 people at a time. They are using highly powered, well-trained snipers. And one thing we would like to warn Nigerians about is that whenever we take these things for granted, just take it that one day it might be your house.
Your turn.
It might be your turn. It will be your village that will be razed down by these marauding killer squads that are traveling across Nigeria. When we were saying to people that Southern Kaduna was a child play, now we have terrorist groups in Kogi State. We have them on the borders of Edo and Ondo State. So geographically, the terrorists are moving towards the Atlantic Ocean, and it's just a matter of time. So we call on Nigerians not to take these things for granted. Issues of security is not what you take for granted. But you know that your leaders don't care about you, and they will manage whatever territory is available and use whatever resources that is available and use the limited police that are well trained to protect themselves and their families. What I would say finally is also that this speaks to the incompetence of our security agencies and agents and leaders. You all know that I always call for the removal of the IG of police. The failure in this particular shows that the IG is tired because he has retired. Otherwise, there's no way that IG that has 350,000 policemen cannot stop the killing of 50 people. And all the pretension that he has removed Mopo from individuals are just ways of carrying out laughable, pretentious, what I would call very superficial, and quite honestly, very ludicrous and foolish response to a major problem. You don't need to tell us that you have removed Mopo from VIPs to know that maybe the only VIPs they remove Mopo from are the ones who have refused to join the APC. The APC ones, I still saw them today. Their Mopos are intact, if they have not even had more since the IG spoke about this. So, but it's not a superficial solution. And this also extends to the military guys who are claiming that they are resolving these problems. What we are hearing is that the problems are escalating. The terrorists are getting emboldened, they are killing more people. They are taking more territory, they are taking more turf. And we just have to call on Nigerians to brace up for this and make sure that they push back, not in terms of killing or engaging in the type of things we saw where individuals are rounded up and killed by mobs. That's not what we are preaching. We're not asking for mob justice.
We're not advocates of
We are not advocates of mob justice, but we're advocating for firm response to failed leadership in the country. Thank you very much.
Insecurity in Nigeria is because out of the about 350 policemen that we have in the country, almost 200,000 are following big men, Yahoo girls, Yahoo boys, and all kinds of people they call VIP all over the country. That's the reason why we have insecurity. Yes, vagabonds who have access to cash. Anybody that have access to cash can hire police. Go to a nightclub in Lagos or in Abuja, you see young boys with 6, 7, 8 mopol going up and down. All the celebrities in Nigeria have mopol attached to them. All the governors have mopol attached to them. The deputy governor, their wives, their girlfriend, their concubines, all have mopol attached to them. Side chicks all have mopo. So this is the reason why we're having insecurity in the country. So let's stop beating around the bush as if we don't know why they are killing people in Benue, in Plateau, in Kwara, in Gombe. Because there was an incident in Gombe as well. It's because there has been a collapse of policing in the country. The police are now busy looking for money. The other 150,000 that should be policing internal security, they are collecting bribe on the road. So nobody is really policing in the country. Nobody is policing. That's why we have insecurity in the country. The police have abandoned their constitutional responsibility of policing, and all they are interested in is revenue generation to maintain the divisional police heads. Because the money meant for the divisional police heads are stolen by some people. So the DPO now has to find a way to fuel the car for patrol. So they need to find a way to fund the police stations. If we address corruption, insecurity will stop. Yes, we concede that the VIPs need some form of protection. So it will be unreasonable on our part to say, oh, don't protect the VIPs. Even in America, the VIPs are protected. I'm making 2 recommendations. Number 1, let us use the elite corps of the civil defense to protect the VIP. The elite corps of the civil defense to protect them. The police must go back to policing the nation. That is the only way that we can stop this growth of terrorist groups all over the country. Number 2, if we have reached a consensus that security agencies have failed, let us allow people to carry guns. Let us give license for citizens to carry guns. Like in America, if we all own guns, who will come to a community in Plateau to terrorize anybody? Who will come to a community in Benue to terrorize anybody, or in Plateau, or in Kwara? So the basics, if the police and the government are not ready to remove police officers from the VIPs and allow police officers to go and police the nation, then we should reach a consensus that, oh, we have failed as a nation. Therefore, let us allow license for citizens to own guns. Thank you. This is my take. And A.K. Musa will now give his take, and we'll call it a day.
Decentralized policing. I've always been an advocate of not only state police. I'm in support of state police. I'm in support of campus police. I'm in support of every community
even
having their own
village police.
I live in a village in the US that has 3,000 people. They have a police department with more vehicles than the Ondo State Command of the Nigerian police. And anything happening to you, they promise you that in 3 minutes, they'll get to your house if you call the emergency number. So, but a lot of people are fearful that if governors have access to state police, they will use it against their opponents. Governors are doing that even with the national police. Governors are doing it with vigilantes. Basically, Nigeria is already having non-state actors that are being used as state police. The Anambra state government has an Aga chamber, what do they call it, whatever, Agana chamber. The Ondo state government has what it calls... No, Ondo state has Amotekun. The Southwest has Amotekun. But where the question lies is not just having state police, it's equipping them and paying them and training them properly. And that's where the federal government comes in, to be the regulator of all this policing across the country. Such that if, for instance, a police unit and a state goes rogue, the federal police can come in and take it over, investigate and purge that. But we need policing at every level, at every level of any community, because people police themselves better when they know who their policemen are. But transferring somebody from Borno to go and police somebody in the Niger Delta region is not policing.
At all.
That is imposing policemen on people. So let the people democratically also select their police and let them police themselves, but we must have oversight. That's where I differ. It's like there must be thorough oversight so that all these criminally intentioned politicians do not use that to abuse and violate people's rights. So that's all I would say with regards to that. But I welcome all that.
The issue of policing in Nigeria is very, very critical, and it's a constitutional issue. I personally think we must go back to Lancaster House Constitutional Conference and revisit the consensus reached by Nigerians about the nature of our democracy. Because ever since the military interregnum in 1966, Nigeria has been battling with different security challenges. It all started with armed robbery after the Civil War, and it has graduated to what we are dealing with today, organized criminality, which is terrorism. Let me speak about Plateau briefly. The military had released a security report indicating that 2 cells of ISWAP exist on the Plateau. And they arrested 2 founding members. Now, the dimension of the conflict on the Plateau is no more the ethnic or religious or farmer-herders conflict. It has graduated to a higher criminality. And the intentions of those who are attacking, killing, and displacing people is very manifest. It's just they are trying to replicate what they did in Zamfara. In Zamfara, majority of the population has been sacked. They are now refugees or internally displaced persons in metropolitan cities, while the rural areas have been taken over by these bandits with foreign nationals mining comfortably there. The same thing is happening in these areas in Plateau. If you take Bokos, Bokos is very, very rich in forest. Bokos also has huge mineral deposit and Bassa. So it's not mistaken that these things are happening there. They could be test grounds. And so calls have been made to the federal government. But I think I align myself with my brother Deji's submission. If the state cannot protect Nigerians, the National Assembly with a voice vote should amend the constitution to allow Nigerians bear arms. After all, it was a voice vote they used to declare a state of emergency in Rivers. Let them assemble. They don't even need the quorum anymore. 10 of them, just like they did in the Rivers situation, can assemble with a voice vote and then amend the constitution so Nigeria can bear arms and protect themselves. But these killings cannot continue like this. It must stop.
You see the way they fold my hands, so not fold your hands like that when you see that they come for you. No, you need to stand gidigba to protect and defend yourself. Yes, you have to. A lot of people have been saying it now, saying it loud across the country now, at this particular moment, that people should protect themselves. What do you protect yourself with? Don't be pot of soup. Oh. Not a pot of soup that they protect themselves. If you want to protect yourself, you have to protect yourself. The stone where you see, they fly, they come. Nothing blind your eye. You go dodge them. As you know right now, according to Deju, you know, he talk and say, out of all the police we get for our country, 90% of them are be allocated to people who get money, where they protect them. He even went on, some of our politicians, their side chicks, their girlfriend, get police, mopo, where they protect them. So who is going to protect you if you refuse to protect yourself? What do I know? As we see them, that's what they're talking for this platform. Remember, Nigerians work with third parties. Any video we bring come here with the analyzer, but it's coming from primary source. Always have that in mind. Share our videos. Join us every day, 7 p.m. Nigerian time. Let's continue to talk about the things that is affecting you and I. Let's continue to speak truth to power. Take care, guys, and bye for now.